Hi, I'm Lara Croft and you're watching GameTank.
Hi, I'm Joss.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Brendan.
And we're here outside Earl's Court for Eurogamer 2012. This is a bit special. We're going inside in a minute to play all the latest games, see what they're like, tell you guys about them, and probably spend a bit of time in the bar if we're honest. So, why are they all going in?
Oh, they're not going in yet.
Whew.
Oh, you're an idiot, Dan.
What? I'm easily confused. What can I say?
You're an idiot?
Yeah, I am. Anyway, once all of us did manage to find the front door, we headed straight to the show floor. Not even the bar could tempt us from all these amazing new games.
We did a quick sweep of the show floor, took in the sights and worked out our plan of action. And of course, we planned Joss's toilet breaks.
What's the problem? I just need to know the times, okay? I don't like surprises, especially wet ones.
Anyway, the show floor could not have been packed with any more awesomeness, unless Pat Sharp had been there, obviously. There were games, more games, new games, old games. You could buy games, look at people dressed like people from games, stand around looking handsome in matching GameTank t-shirts, play games with other gamers, play games that aren't out yet, look at an Aston Martin, go into Nintendo Land, get lost playing new games, and also, you could play games.
With so much to cover, we thought we'd let Joss choose where we went first, didn't we?
Yes.
What did you choose?
The toilet.
Yeah. And then we went to Grid 2, which thankfully was as far from being toilet as it could possibly be.
Can you be toilet?
Not now, Grammar Boy.
Grid 2 was being shown to the public for the very first time here at Eurogamer, and we were lucky enough to get our hands on with two different tracks from the game.
Both the Chicago and the California coast levels, the video of which you're seeing here, are from pre-alpha code that's still very much work in progress. But, it's got to be said, they both looked and played fantastically well.
With Cody's now concentrating purely on racing games, they've clearly nailed the game engine to the wall with Grid 2. The speed, the beauty and the handling were all exquisite, and that's normally only a word I'd use for reviewing lavatory cleanliness.
Yeah, nice. The Chicago demo you're seeing here features a street race with muscle cars, and you'll be able to pick from such vehicles as the Camaro SS, the Z06 Corvette, and the Boss Mustang.
I didn't know you were a petrol head.
Yeah. I didn't get that off the press release. I watched Top Gear and everything, even on Dave. I've seen it before, but it's still funny. 6 times.
Okay. The Chicago cityscape is packed with skyscrapers and tunnels, plenty of twists and turns, and really shows off Grid 2 as a bit of a looker.
The California coast stage shows the game in head-to-head mode, as you and one other driver take on a tight, bendy, pedal-to-the-metal sprint to the finish post.
Cody's new True Feel handling system was apparent too. It is said to balance real physics with solid simulation to deliver a driving feel that is accessible to newcomers, but still challenging to perfect, if you're a racing game fiend like me.
If you're looking for a fast, fun and competitive racer, then you need to scribble Grid 2 in your diary sometime next summer. So probably scribble it in pencil. Because whether you're a long-time race driver fan or new to the series, it's going to be offering up something very special indeed.
Over to me and Dan on the show floor for our first impressions.
Yeah. We're here just in front of the Grid 2 stand where we've just been playing the game. It's actually really good, really sharp. You can really throw the cars around the corner. Very, very good fun indeed. There's a couple of different tracks on display. There was a one-on-one race where I came second, and the other race was 12 cars, and I came 12th. Joss, what did you think of it?
Oh, it was a great game, very Project Gotham-esque. Unlike you, though, I managed to get first place.
You did get first. I didn't.
So after getting all raced up, Dan couldn't contain his excitement anymore.
Yeah, sorry about that. We had to call a cleaner.
It wouldn't have happened if you'd have planned your toilet times.
I was actually going to say you couldn't contain your excitement anymore and had to go and play Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah. That too. As GameTank's resident action-adventure nut, this really was top of my list of things to play, along with Dishonored.
You had 2 things at the top of your list?
Yeah, it was a very wide bit of paper.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was weird.
Hush you. As a long-time Tomb Raider fan, I've been very worried about the reboot. Starting things fresh seems to be an epidemic at the moment, and not always with sparkling results. Well, after getting hands-on with Lara, figuratively speaking, I can honestly say do not worry. What we have here is a tightly crafted origin story that will show Lara learning the skills that make her such a sharp survivor.
The section we played, the Crossroads demo, deals with the very start of the game, when Lara is stranded on a seemingly deserted Japanese island after her ship gets wrecked. In the beginning you have absolutely nothing, and the demo walks you through finding your first bow and arrow, making your first kill, and setting up your first base camp.
Any Uncharted fans may be frothing at the gills at the thought of such a gritty and intense story-driven game. And you should be! The bit where Lara climbs up a plane that's hanging off the edge of a precipice is straight out of Naughty Dog's finest. But this is no retread of familiar ground. Not only is Lara skillless and without help at the start, you will actually build her up into a hardened survivor through an XP system. Base camps actually become upgrade stations if you have enough points to spend.
What's more, the game isn't as linear as you may have expected. Base camps become fast travel points, and as well as the main story jaunt through the game, there will be plenty of side tombs to find and decimate in each exploration area. The game will suit different styles of play because of this. If you want to get straight down to business and finish it as fast as you can, you won't be punished, but there are extra rewards and XP points for the explorers out there.
The design of the game is outstanding, and the island, despite being a creepy and frightening place for young Lara, is beautifully designed. You won't get lost thanks to the in-game map, and there's so much adventure waiting to be had you'll probably know it inside out after a play or two anyway. After we'd played the demo on the show floor, we were lucky enough to get into the developer session being held upstairs at the expo. We must have been spoiled rotten during our time at Eurogamer because we were gutted not to get Tomb Raider t-shirts when we got to the session. What we did get, however, was an extended Crossroads demo that played a lot further into the game, and we started to see the more mysterious elements of the title showing up.
You'll have seen the ritualistic cave and the struggle Lara has with an adversary in recent trailers. In this demo, at one point Lara meets up with other survivors of her shipwreck, but this tiny glimmering beacon of hope is soon extinguished again when the bad guys show up and start kidnapping people with extreme force. Whilst trying to chase after her friend in a desperate bid to help, Lara gets her foot caught in a bear trap and has to fight off some very creepy looking wolves, whilst rooted to the spot in the dark. It's an exceptional nugget of the game that strongly shows that we're in for a real treat here, and that there's much more to come. Here's Dan just after playing the demo.
I hate tombs.
Well, I've just finished playing the Tomb Raider demo. It's a bit from the beginning of the game, I think, where you climb the plane, you're walking around in the forest for a bit, you get to shoot a deer in the face with an arrow. Gotta say, it's pretty good. I know a lot of people were a little bit worried that it was going to be a bit of a rehash of previous games, but actually it's more of an Uncharted feel than any previous Tomb Raider games, which to me is a good thing. So if you're looking for a Tomb Raider game, it's probably not that kind of style anymore, but if you like your action adventures, this is for you.
After the developer session, we were lucky enough to catch a quick interview with Brian Horton, the senior art director of Tomb Raider.
Obviously the Tomb Raider franchise is a huge part of gaming and has been for quite some time now. How frightening was it, and how much did you have to push yourself to actually go for reboots?
Well, as a huge Tomb Raider fan myself, it was intimidating and exciting at the same time. It's a beloved character and franchise, and we went into it with a lot of reverence. What we did want to do is tell a new story and start with Lara in a sort of origin perspective. We've not really seen an adventure, the adventure that sort of kicked her off to become the Tomb Raider. So that was our charge. How do we do that? So we came up with the origin story, and then the survival tone sort of put the whole package together. The shipwreck beach, and that's how it all happened.
And obviously in the past it's been a bit of a jet-setting game. How important was it to the flow of this new game that it was set on an island and it was self-contained?
What's great about the self-contained nature of the island is it allows us to tell a more intricate moment-to-moment story. We really get to pace it out in such a way where events flow one next to the other. There are some passages of time, but in general, you really feel like you're in one space. And as the game flows, it doesn't really have those kind of big breaks. What we do have, though, are each part of the island has its own character, its own sense of either natural elements, whether it be a forest, whether it be a rocky beach, whether it be inside of a temple. These are all things that change the overall look and aesthetic of the game, keeping it fresh. At the same time, that contiguous island has really been very beneficial for our pacing and our story.
Yeah, I noticed as well that you can fast travel between camps once you've discovered them, so you're expecting people to play it differently and maybe go back and find extra bits, and you mentioned side tombs as well?
Yeah, all of these things are going to be critical to getting that deeper understanding and experience. For those that are super interested in puzzles, the side tombs and side quests will give you that opportunity as well. So in addition to getting cool bits and bobs and stuff that's going to make you more strong as a character to bring back to your base camps to upgrade, you're also going to get a little bit more lore. So it's pretty exciting to have these side tombs as part of that content that the player can choose to go to at different times.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us.
Cheers.
Cannot wait for the game. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Tomb Raider's coming out March 5th, 2013 on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC.
I'm sure there's more surprises to come as well.
Thanks.
After we'd been wowed inside out by Tomb Raider, and Joss had been to the loo again,
Twice!
we were back on the show floor where our beat-em-up expert Brendan was drawn into the Dead or Alive 5 area for a quick play.
What drew him in with such force? Was it all the pretty girls on the posters?
No, I think he just really liked sitting on the little stools they had in front of the console.
It was the girls, alright? It was the girls. To be fair, it was the game as well. I'm a long-time fan of the Dead or Alive series and couldn't resist the chance to play this new title, even though it's already out. This is the first Dead or Alive to come out on all major platforms since Dead or Alive 2, and is the first to not feature any input from the series creator Tomonobu Itagaki. The game is split into 3 major modes: story, fighting, and online. The story is broken up into segments that intertwine with each other, and as you progress you get to play as all the characters. Each section gives you a new character to play as and teaches you a few of their moves along the way. It's filled with high quality cutscenes that feature all the lovable weirdness that you can only get from Japan. The characters have all moved on, gotten a little older and refined, and with some new additions, they're rising up in the ranks. As for gameplay, the developers haven't really touched a thing. Sure, there are all new moves for all the characters, but the core game that you know and love is still there, featuring all the new destructive arenas and crazy combos and reversals. All your favourite characters are here along with new ones too, and DOA 5 definitely boasts the most solid fighter roster to date. It even includes some special guest characters from Sega's Virtua Fighter series. It's great fun to play, and with all the modes at your disposal, this will give you plenty of on and offline joy. And Kasumi still kicks very high.
Okay, so I'm just about to, I've just been playing Dead or Alive 5. Absolutely amazing. If you like Dead or Alive, and I do, and you're a fan of Dead or Alive 4, Dead or Alive 5 is going to be like, it's more of the same. The environments are much better, a lot more interactivity, throwing people off waterfalls, etc. So that's all very nice. Graphics are better, and there's a few new faces, so some good characters. I liked it enough, so I went straight away and I bought it. Which is always a good sign, so I definitely recommend it. If you like a fighting game and you want something new, yeah, go for it.
So our first jaunt at Eurogamer has been incredible, and this is just the first of our videos. There are more on the way. I got to play Tomb Raider and talk to the art director.
I floored someone at Dead or Alive 5 and felt good about it, even though I don't think they'd ever played a beat-em-up before.
A win is a win.
And I got to play the awesome looking Grid 2 for the first time, which conveniently was situated right by the toilets.
We'll be covering Dishonored, F1 Race Stars and Fable the Journey in our next Eurogamer vid, amongst others, so stay tuned for that.
If you have any questions or comments, leave them below or tweet at GameTankTV. We'd love to hear from you, and if you went, what you thought of the games.
Rate this vid and subscribe to our channel too. There's more on the way.
Smashington!
Stay tuned at www.GameTankTV, or else, you jive turkeys.
That was quite a long voiceover session.
Yeah, it was. Don't you need the toilet, Joss?
No. Yes.